Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This video is going to be very quick. We will be doing more videos based off of what we unbox here, but I legitimately have no idea what's in this bag. Shannon handled this transaction for the most part. It's not really a transaction. They just said, hey, do you want to check out our resins? And we said, absolutely, let's make a few videos about it. Now specifically, these are supposed to be castable resins, but that is like the extent of my knowledge. So I guess we'll open it up and we'll see what we have. So to the best of my knowledge, and this was of course 5 minutes before we actually started the video, this is coming from a company called Power Resins or NovaFab. They have a few different monikers. I'm not sure which one they prefer. But anyway, we're going to be doing some of their castable resins. And it says, if I may just pull this up, it says that it's compatible with a number of printers. So just looking at the screen here, Anycubics, Frozen, Mars, they have their own NovaFab Vega, Zortrax, the Prusa SL1, you can see behind me, a bunch of others that I won't get into. There's also DLP. They also do focus on DLP as well, so they also have stuff for Asaigas, Envision Tech, Solus, B9, some of the bigger name ones that are more associated with jewelry these days. And it looks like they also do Formlabs as well, and the Peopoly. So that's kind of cool. So it's a very wide range of resin compatibility, and it says very specifically that it is designed for jewelry making and dental work. So I'm assuming that this is going to cast very well. But anyway, I'll just shut up and let's get into this. So it looks like they've given me all of the paperwork that should go with these. So we've got one called Dark Zero, PowerCast Wax, Dark, and Opaque. So I guess we'll see what all of these mean. This one, I believe, is Opaque. So there's the Opaque bottle. This is the bottles are pretty utilitarian. I think the same company, Bluecast, uses this one as well. These ones are sealed, unlike many of the other ones, which is good. So Opaque. What is Opaque good for? This is just a safety data sheet. I'm not sure if this is actually going to give me any information. Okay, so as it turns out, these are just safety data sheets, which are good to have, of course, but they didn't provide any real information for what this is designed for. But however, on their website, we can link all of this below, by the way, it says it's for Opaque. This is designed for DLP 3D printers. It is designed for direct-to-cast burnouts, and it is also meant to be 100% ash-free. So essentially, if I had to draw a comparison, this is probably closest to Bluecast X10 in a way. It says it doesn't require any post-processing or anything like that, so we'll see how well this lives up to something that I have already tried and reviewed before. So it specifically mentions that this is good for all jewelry types, notably silver, 14 karat, 18 karat, and 21 karat. I've never heard of 21 karat, but I believe it could be a thing. Anyway, moving on to the next one. So in this box we have Dark, whatever dark means. So according to their website, Dark is very specifically meant for high precision printing. So in other words, this is meant for like stuff with little prongs, like pave setting, where you go into Rhino matrix and you can encrust something in diamonds, and you've got all the little tiny prongs covering the whole thing. This is what it's meant, or this is what you're meant to use for something like that. And much like the Opaque stuff, which I kind of hope is a trend throughout all of them, it's designed to have a zero ash direct to cast burnout. So I hope that that stands true. I will of course be trying all of these. I have actually been doing a lot of modeling lately, working on specifically stone setting based projects. So this is actually a very fortuitous time where these come, and we will see exactly how well these live up to their name. Now the next one. And the next one is simply wax. So I can't imagine this one's going to be too hard to predict what it'll be good for. Okay, so according to their data sheet, Wax is, I would say, more of the generic one. It doesn't seem to be super specific, like the dark one where it's about prongs and very fine settings or details and stuff. This one is designed to be wax-like. They do specify that it's good for large surface area models, which I find very appealing because I've had some trouble with resins in the past where the large thick models, they don't quite have a great surface finish, or they just don't turn out quite as well as I wanted. So this is going to be good. I have again, those models I still have, and we can try to reprint them and cast them. We'll see how this works out. This also specifies that it's good for stone setting, and much like the others, it also has a 100% zero ash burnout. So we'll see how that works. And the last one. This one is called Zero, and it's on the bottle. This one says zero shrinkage, so that is good. I have noticed with X10 specifically that if you leave them out, there is a bit of a shrinkage. Like the prongs are just 2% smaller, and sometimes that makes all the difference. All right, so according to the website, much like the bottle has stated, low shrinkage. So this is designed to shrink less than 1% is what their website is saying. So it's not no shrinkage, it's just low shrinkage, which makes me question how much these other ones are going to possibly shrink. But we can actually keep an eye on that. As we are working with CAD, we can simply say this was meant to be 2 millimeters. If it's not 2 millimeters, well, then obviously something's a little bit wrong. And we can test that over, if we just let it sit for 2 days or something like that. Anyway, it's also stating that this one's good for micro pave, much like the dark one. I would actually think that no shrinkage would be, or low shrinkage would be a very useful thing for that. If you're printing a pave model and you are designing it for, say, 1.5 millimeter stones, if you have any shrinkage whatsoever, you're going to have to recut every single one of those little things. That's a lot of work. This one does specify that it is meant for light jewelry. In other words, I'm thinking kind of like those meshy, very web-like things that we're seeing a lot of now. And I think they're really neat, but I've always been scared of them. Like I imagine they're very hard to cast, especially without a professional piece of equipment like like a Galani G something, one of those pressure vac ones, the big ones. So it seems that this one, unlike the others, does not specify that it has 100% ash or 100% burnout, zero ash guarantee. So I guess we'll see what that means exactly. It does say that it doesn't require any post-curing, which I think one of these other ones, I'm not sure which one it was, also said that, much like X10. So overall, it seems like this resin is what you would use for less bulky designs where accuracy is very important. So this is our lineup. I guess we'll see how well they work. I will be making more videos as I go. So on their website, it does specify that this does work with the Prusa SL1, which we've been using extensively so far. But they did not link a specific exposure profile, so I'm going to have to ask them for that or do some little bit of experimenting, at least just to get a base point. Like I'm not sure how fast these print. That could be one of the big downfalls. Maybe this one takes 10 seconds a layer and it's going to take 6 hours just to do a ring. Who knows? We'll figure that out. So just to reiterate, this is not a sponsored video. They reached out to us and offered us this sample pack of resins to give it to try. So we do want to thank them for sending us such a large sample pack. I'm very excited to try all this. As I mentioned before, this is very fortuitous as I have been coming up with some of them, specifically jewelry projects that are going to require a few of these aspects. Now, we will link everything below their website. They've actually come up with quite a few little charts comparing all of the resins they carry. I noticed that there's a couple that they didn't send that might work out better for you, so make sure you check them out. We've linked everything below, and they've actually given us a code which will give you a discount if you want to use that. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more about these resins. I will be doing extensive tests, and we will see how this all turns out.